Hello and welcome to Trial TV Live. I am the Squeegee of Justice. Thank you so much for joining us today as we are doing some pre-trial prep for Lori Daybell. Her trial is coming up June 2nd, which is next Monday. And I just want to make sure that my audio is okay, so let's check this out. Okay, seems like we're good there. So how's everybody doing today? Golden Girl, good morning to you. Good to see you. Alice, thank you for joining us. Only fan, lurking, no problem. Hey, Dwayne, how are you? Good to see you. And I know Brat is with us. Hey, Brat, good to see you. How's everybody doing today? So, while you guys get settled in, Alice saying good morning to Golden Girl. Appreciate you guys joining us today. We're offering little pre-trial prep, sort of looking at the events surrounding Brandon Boudreaux. So that is the next trial on tap for Lori Daybell. So here's sort of a 30,000 foot, oh, there goes Polly. This is a 30,000 foot view. Hey, Noreen, good to see you. And Sherry, thank you for joining us. All right, so Lori's already been accused, convicted of killing JJ and Tylee. We got that last year. Last month, she was accused of conspiring to delete her fifth husband, Charles Vallow. Now she is accused of attempted first degree of her niece's husband, Brandon Boudreaux. So this happened October 2nd, 2019. So a lot of things happened in 2019, right? The kids went missing, Tylee and JJ, they went missing September. This happened obviously October. Alex Cox, as you see there, he was the uncle to Melani. He and Lori are sisters, brother and sister. He marries Zulema. He passes away mysteriously in December. So a lot of things happened September, October, and then December of 2019. So the charges are first degree and then conspiracy to commit first degree. And this is all on Lori. She's the defendant, and she is going to be pro se again. She's going to be representing herself. So that's why we're covering it, as well as Joe Schmo, a good friend of ours, of the channel. Joe Schmo will be in the courtroom, as he was with the Charles Vallow case last month. And we will be doing daily recaps with Joe as well. So if you're not following Joe, please go check him out and give him some love, give him some likes. He's on X as well. Hey, Brenda, good morning to you. And Ruby, good to see you. And there's Fala. Thank you for joining us. Always good to see you. Lori's greatest hits. Yes, we are continuing along with Lori's greatest hits. That is for sure. All right, so prosecutors say Daybell orchestrated a failed assassination attempt on her niece's ex-husband, Brandon Boudreaux, labeling him a dark spirit, in line with her extreme religious beliefs. She was convicted last year, in 2024, of deleting her two children, Tylee and JJ, and was most recently found guilty in conspiring to kill her fourth husband. I think I said fifth, but fourth husband, because Chad is her fifth husband. So her fourth husband, Charles Daybell. So that's kind of where we stand. So we're going to do 3 days, right? We're going to do today, Thursday, and Friday, and then the trial starts on Monday. So we thought we'd give you little tasters here and there. Today is only going to be about an hour and 15 minutes or so. So it will coincide with us going right into our coverage of California versus Carlos Dominguez. But in the meantime, let's sort of get you up to speed with Lori here and Brandon Boudreaux. Now, first up is going to be the body cam, right? So this is Brandon calling 911 and the body cam coming over. So let's go check that out.
what's going on?
Someone shot my window out.
Okay, give me a little bit more than that.
Yeah, so I was just pulling in.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed a green Jeep Wrangler.
Okay.
It's like a pukey green
Okay.
color. Had a Texas plate.
Mm-hmm.
I just moved in like a week ago, so I
okay.
thought maybe it was just my neighbor.
Okay.
So as I was kind of pulling in, they lifted their like back window.
Okay.
I saw a muzzle. They shot.
Are we talking a real gun, a BB gun?
It's got to be like a BB gun or an airsoft.
Okay, so they shot, then what happened?
It hit my window, and instead of turning in, it scared me really bad.
Okay.
I thought, I'm getting shot at, so I drove straight. So
okay.
I drove straight really fast.
Okay.
Pulled around the corner, got my phone out, called 911, sat there, drove a little further up. I watched them come around the corner.
What do you mean coming around the corner? Come around the corner where?
So I drove up there. I drove
okay.
this street.
Gotcha.
Right, went a little further.
Okay.
Parked by, there's a park right there.
So he went northbound on that street.
Turned right, and I watched him turn right down here, and I knew there was only one way out of this neighborhood.
Okay.
On Pecos and Wrecker, so I told that to the dispatcher.
Okay, so he was on Wrecker. He went, but you don't know if he went onto Pecos. You just know Wrecker Road.
Well, he didn't get on Wrecker. He stayed on this, and he came out on. He had to have gone out on Pecos because that's the only way.
Oh, he stayed in the neighborhood. He did not go out to Wrecker. I got you covered. Okay.
And I was nervous, so I was kind of waiting because I didn't want him to follow me.
So we don't know where, if he went on Pecos, left, right.
I don't. I didn't follow him anymore. I was a little uncomfortable.
Okay. 11 Paul 22, just for information on units, left the neighborhood south toward Pecos and unknown from that location. Okay.
So it was really loud, so that's why I didn't think BB gun, but it could have been maybe
well, let's look. So you were just pulling into the driveway, they were sitting here.
Yeah, so I was
So were they facing then west? Because if they opened the back?
Yeah, he opened the back, and there had to have been two people, I think, because
okay.
They were parked right here.
Right, facing that way.
Facing towards this van.
Gotcha.
And so my window was like perfectly aligned because I was kind of starting to pull in.
Okay, so you didn't totally pull in yet. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
You can see my window. It shattered, but it didn't go through, which means it couldn't have been a real bullet. And I didn't think about that.
Oh. Whoa. Hello. Is that who's? Okay, I'm like, what the heck?
Oh, wow, I didn't see that.
Yeah. Is this going to shut on me if I get close?
No, because I'll
okay.
Key inside.
Well, I don't think that's a BB gun.
One friend calling us, engine on 459. It's been holding for over 2 hours.
Alright.
District 6.
Alright, so it looks like they shot up anything if he's there. Alright, so you just moved in.
Yeah.
Okay, you just moved. Okay, so was this a vacant home at the time?
Previously, yeah.
Okay.
It's a rental.
Alright. So you're the owner though right now? Or you you're okay, so you're just renting it. Did the owners of the house, can I open?
Yeah.
Is this, how do you open this door? Go ahead.
Right.
Ah, look at you.
Sorry.
That's pretty sweet.
112, Officer Taylor.
Anyway, did the owners of the house say anything to you who was renting the house before you or anything?
No.
Do you have any enemies? Anybody that you...
I just went through a divorce. There was some crazy stuff that happened with her aunt, killed her husband, but I would hope that has nothing to do with this.
Okay. Did you live here in the valley before? Where'd you move from?
10 years.
I'm sorry?
I've lived here for 10 years.
Okay, so you moved, where'd you move from? Here in Gilbert,
I just
or?
sold a house over on Quinn, just right by that.
Okay. And no issues at work, no issues, enemies or anything? Okay.
Other than the only people that I could even think of would be that group. But,
The family?
Yeah.
Your ex-wife's?
Yeah.
All right. It's kind of weird. All right, let me grab my camera and get some pictures. All right, so you were coming here. Did it look like a long rifle? Did it look like a rifle type?
Yeah, it looked like a rifle or something. Like there was a muzzle. There was like some kind of a muzzle thing on it. Mm-hmm. And they just lifted up the back gate and shot.
Okay. So they were shooting this way. Okay. All right.
Oh, 13.25. Go ahead and 1022. 11.23. You're much closer. I'll go ahead and have you turn.
What's up?
Hey, head over this way to the house. I want to show you something.
Yeah, man, I was just going through the school park.
Yeah, I think it might be adults. But yeah, I think this might be a real gun too. Not sure. I just want to show you real quick.
Where did it
Right here, right in the street here on Phelps. He was heading westbound, just about to drive into his driveway. And the green Jeep was parked right here on the side, right next to his house, just west of the house, facing west. And whoever was in the back opened up the back of the Jeep Wrangler, the little door in the back, whatever you want to call it, the flip thing, and shot once. So the guy didn't make it into his driveway. It shot and it actually hit the driver's window, blew out the window. And so the guy got scared and kept driving westbound. And then as he's round the corner, that's when the Jeep Wrangler took off, kind of circled in the neighborhood, and then headed toward Pecos, don't know where. So, I'm going to take some pictures. Okay, bye. Where was the window? Where did that land? Because I'm assuming you picked that up.
It actually stayed on my door.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, when I drove around.
So when you got out of your car right now is where it lays.
Because you saw it just opens automatically. As soon as it opened, the window fell off, and so
That's just weird how that opens. That would freak me out.
yeah.
Alrighty. All right. So whereabouts? What were you say? Were you about right here?
Right here.
Okay.
I saw the tailgate lift up.
Yeah.
Pointed the gun at me. Shot.
Okay, so it would have went.
I heard a loud boom.
Yeah.
My window shattered, and then I just went.
Right. I'm trying to figure out trajectory.
I called Scott and had him come out.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay, there's nothing.
It's stuck in there.
You think so?
Absolutely.
That's what I was wondering, but I don't see. It's got to be back in here. I'm not touching. Anyway.
Who's pissed off at you? How long is that? Really? Who just killed her husband?
They claim self-defense. He died at their house. It was in Chandler. They think I'm involved in it.
Contact at 103 Charles Lobby.
guys want to go just right over here for just a sec? Let me get some pictures real quick.
Where were you on the car? No, like look at the street.
You all be playing 3 in it. I'll be 5 by 1.
Perfect. Now, the green you're talking about, are we talking that type of green?
Like a hunter green?
Like a pukey green.
Okay, that's kind of more of a pukey green. Are we talking a chartreuse? I know it sounds like got a gazillion colors, green.
Let me just try and find it on my nest.
Look at your nest. He's got a nest.
Oh, wow, fantastic. Do you have is that your car registered to you? The driver, or your registration? Okay, I'll just get all your information off of that real fast.
There you go. Camel green.
Oh, camel green. Okay.
You're good, dude. Are they sending a detective up? This definitely.
I don't know.
The detective should
Is
come
I'm
out.
assuming.
I'm
Well,
still recording.
oh, I am too. Scott's coming out.
Walk up. Is he?
I don't know.
You need to call him.
Well, I thought he
call
was coming. Well, you just said about Scott coming out.
No, I said I would call him.
Oh,
Do you
well,
want
of
me to
course.
call him?
I thought he was coming out. Let's just
him right now.
get him on the radio and say, "Come on out." There goes a gray. Now, is it I gotta find out 2-door, 4-door. But anyway, get him out here. I thought he was already on the way.
I'm gonna walk up and down these streets.
Yeah, see if we have any more
I'm gonna see.
cameras.
I'm gonna walk up this one and then back down.
Cool, thanks. Are you Brandon? All right, cool. So what would you say, how many minutes before you called us did this happen?
I just called right as soon as it happened.
Okay, fantastic. Now, were you able to, because you're coming in, they're facing that way, so you're not going to be able to see. When they passed you, when you were parked, were you able to see any description of these people? Was it a guy, a girl, anything? Okay.
I was trying to make sure I had enough distance in case they shot at me.
Okay. And you said you saw, when you saw, you could see the barrel. You think it was a long rifle, not a handgun?
Yeah, and it had like some kind of like a silencer or something on it.
Okay.
That's why it's like maybe it wasn't a gun but it was so loud.
Okay.
Can I sit down?
Sure. Do you have I was going to say, do you have a chair or something that we can get you?
I have some chairs. I just want to sit down.
Okay, sure, no problem at all.
It's kind of hit me, you know.
Is there anybody else here? Are you the only person that lives here? Is there anybody here that?
My kids live here with me.
Okay. No other adults? Okay, is there somebody we can call to come here to be with you?
Yeah, in a minute.
Okay, you go ahead and you take your time, whatever you need, okay? Can I get you a bottle of water?
I got one over there. I'm fine. Just give me I just want to.
Sure, no problem at all.
Here with you, buddy?
No.
Nobody else is here at the house? What do you do for a living?
I own a couple businesses.
Okay.
I know I have a lot of questions. I apologize. Is it a 2-door or a 4-door Jeep Wrangler?
Looks like a 2-door.
Sure.
10-4, lane 10-4.
Can I get that third one too? I want to do a canvas.
10-4. Rate 11. Or correction, Lincoln 4.
We'll do a line search down the street.
Okay.
11 Pulse 41.
Okay. When you went, huh? Yeah, you're gonna do a canvas, yeah, and do a line search. As you went down and you got out, you turned
Disregard, just
north
17.
on that street. Okay. How far did you go down before you parked and just?
Just where there's a pool over here.
There. Okay. I'm not real far. It's been a while.
I owned a house on the other side of the street. So
Okay.
So I just pulled on the other side of the pool.
Pull the other side of the pool. Okay.
It's right there.
All right. And then they passed you by.
As I saw them drive by. I thought, well, I'm going to go down this way and make sure they don't come back out and go out this way.
Right.
So I had 911 and I told them. And
Okay.
as I saw them go down that way, that's when I pulled
Okay.
back in. And then it kind of hit me what happened. And not until you showed me that I realized something.
Okay. All right. I'm going to get some maps and stuff like that. I'm going to be making some notes, so just hang tight, okay? The GMC? Yeah. Okay, got it.
Yeah, 101 here. 130 miles.
John 2.
11 Hall 41.
10-4. 11 Hall 41.
Or book your cleaning online at ZeroResPhoenix.com. Spell the same forwards or backwards. ZeroRes is the right way to clean.
ARVers, it's an October festive season. Show at Peoria Baseball Complex. Show at Peoria Baseball Complex, 83rd Avenue in Bell. Show info and a chance to win a 7-day RV vacation and a $1,000 gift card at easyrvshow.com. We'll see you there. Things that keep you up at night. Let's see. Work stress, crying babies, your laundry list.
I'm going to shut off for now.
All right, so that was our first dabble into the Brandon Boudreaux Arizona versus Lori Daybell. So that's the body cam. That's after Brandon made the phone call, the 911 call, and question was asked. I think Super Kelly. I think you asked it about how long was it. Let me see if I can pull that up. Let's see. Yeah, there's my answer. Yeah. So Super Kelly said, how long after Charles's passing was this? So that was July 11th. This was October 2nd. So Charles was deleted by Alex in quote-unquote self-defense. And then here he is taking a pot shot at Brandon, who had been divorced from Melani. So that's Melani next to Lori, and then that's Melani being married on their wedding day to Brandon. So let me just pop you over here again just so you can kind of get yourself acclimated. So Brandon is the victim, even though he survived, nothing bad happened to him. The thought is it was Alex was the shooter, and Lori obviously is the defendant, and then Melani is the niece to both Alex and Lori. So they were married. Brandon and Melani were married. They had 4 kids. And we'll get to Melani's arrest in just a little bit. But next up is going to be, it's a quick one, and it comes from our friends at East Idaho News. So I'm sure you guys all recognize them. So this is going to have a little narration by Nate Eaton, which I know you guys know.
I'm Nate.
And let's check it out.
And we are getting a closer look at surveillance footage from Self Storage Plus in Rexburg. This is the facility where Lori Vallow went on October 1st to rent a storage unit, and inside she placed some very personal belongings, such as children's bikes, scooters, also some photo albums, and blankets with pictures of her children, JJ and Tylee. Lori and sometimes 2 men visited the facility 9 times in October and 1 time in November. The big question is, what happened on October 2nd? We know that Lori...
All right, so October 2nd, as we know, that's the date of the shooting. So October 2nd. So clearly that's Lori, and I don't think it's any surprise or any, no surprise who that lurking, lumbering dude is there, but let's continue to watch. Oops, sorry, I think I was muted, sorry. So October 2nd, right, she goes to the storage facility, and that's clearly Lori. So October 2nd is the day that Brandon got shot. Shot at, I should say. And it's no surprise who that lumbering doofus is there. All right, let's continue on.
Rented the unit by herself the day before on the 1st, but on October 2nd, she came in her blue Nissan Rogue with a man we originally thought was Alex Cox, her brother. But a closer look of enhanced high-quality video shows it likely was not Alex. In fact, it appears to be Chad Daybell.
Right? I mean, you recognize that guy anywhere, right? That's definitely not Alex. I can't remember how tall Alex is compared to Lori, compared to Chud. I'm not quite sure what their... I got the sense that Alex was a little bit lumbering doofus, yeah. I got the sense that Alex was a little slighter, a little smaller. He doesn't seem like he's as big as Chud there.
Looks and comparing his mannerisms to other video we have of him. Let me walk you through this. The blue Rogue arrives at 2:25. You can see the timestamp says 1:25, but that's because the clocks were off, according to the facility. Lori is driving the Rogue and makes her way to the door of the building where her unit is. She gets out 2 minutes later at 2:27 with the man we believe is Chad. At 2:29, he pulls a tire out of the back of the Rogue and rolls it into the storage unit. Then 1 minute later, he and Lori both carry in together what appears to be a removable car seat. They put it in the locker, shut the door, and leave the facility at 2:32. Their entire visit is just 7 minutes. So why does this...
And then you do see the pat on the butt there. Now, why would Alex do that, right? Alex wouldn't do that.
Our entire visit is just 7 minutes. So why does this matter? Well, that same day, Brandon Boudreaux says that he was shot at in Gilbert, Arizona around 9:30 that morning while coming home from the gym. Brandon had been married to Melani Lori's niece, and he had a very large life insurance policy and assets totaling over $1 million. Months earlier, Melani began spending a lot of time with Lori and her religious group. Then Melani suddenly demanded a divorce from Brandon. The bullet missed his head by inches, and police say the person who shot at him was driving a Jeep registered to Charles Vallow. Charles had been dead for nearly 3 months at this point, and Tylee Ryan regularly drove that Jeep, but she had been missing for more than a month at this point. Now, if you're familiar with Jeeps, you know that many models have spare tires on the back, and if they are in place, the back window does not open. But if they are removed, that window does open. So it's possible that the Jeep used in that shooting had the tire removed, and that tire could have been placed into the storage unit along with the back seat of the Jeep.
So this is all stuff I'm sure that's going to come out in the trial. It's really interesting, yeah, because that was Tylee's Jeep. She drove that for a little while, and yeah, I'm sure this is all going to come out in the trial. I'm sure that video will come out, and I'm wondering if Melani's going to testify. That's what I'm interested in. I hope Melani testifies.
We would ask Alex Cox if that was the case, but we can't because he's dead, and police are not commenting. But if Cox was not in Rexburg, it's possible he was in Arizona, inside Charles Vallow's Jeep. The next day, back in Rexburg, Lori returns to the storage facility with another man who we believe is Alex. They were there for 3 minutes. You can see them entering, working their way to the same door she was at the day before, and going.
So let's compare. So Chad is definitely taller and just bulkier. So Alex, I was just wondering the comparison between Chad and Alex. So I think there's our answer. That's definitely a slighter person. Chud is definitely bigger, just bulkier.
Into the building. Compared to the guy from the day before, this man walks differently and carries the tire out rather than rolling it. The man we think is Cox also carries out the car seat by himself without any help from Lori. Originally, we thought this was a tote with something hanging over the end, but this higher quality video shows that it appears it's actually a vehicle seat, and Lori and Alex are likely taking it away. 3 days later, on October 6th, Alex returns to the storage unit by himself in his silver pickup and comes 5 other times that month, including a visit on October 28th with a man who appears to be Chad Daybell. They stay 6 minutes.
Ooh, okay, that's perfect. Let me see them together. Let's see them together. All right. So Chad actually, in this shot, Chad looks to be smaller in this one. Now let's watch that again. Chad seems to be a little bit smaller.
Appears to be Chad Daybell. They stay 6 minutes and wheel in bikes and other items. The last time anyone visits the storage locker is November 24th. Lori and Chad stay for 4 minutes and drop off this Home Depot box and a tote, leaving belongings of JJ and Tylee never to return.
See, now that's really sad, right? Because those kids, this was November. Those kids were gone since September, beginning and then middle of September. So why would you do that? Why would you drop that stuff off?
Police have now seized all of the items that were inside of that storage unit, along with the Jeep that was used in the shooting of Brandon. I'm Nate Eaton for EastIdahoNews.com.
So yeah, Tylee, last time she was seen was around Labor Day, September 2nd, 3rd, 4th. I don't quite remember the exact date. And then JJ was like the 22nd, 21st, 22nd. That's the last time he was seen alive. So basically, yeah, September. By the end of September, they were both. So by the time Brandon was shot in October, they were already gone. So, all right, now let's get to, you know what? Let me play some news coverage. These are some news clips. Let's just get to these, and then we'll go to Melani's arrest. Oh, hey, Northwest. Good to see you. Save the bikes. Yeah. Super Kelly. Lori's going to blame this one on Tylee, too, probably. She's not there to counteract it, right? Alex isn't there. Chud's in jail. Tylee is, Tylee's no longer around. All right, so here's just, this is Melani talking. So let's check this out.
It has been 5 months since J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan were found gruesomely buried in Idaho, as their mother, Lori Vallow-Daybell, and her husband, Chad, await trial connected to their deaths. From jail, a custody case here in Mesa has some new clues in this puzzling investigation. Court records accuse Lori's niece, Melani Pawlowski, of being involved in a cult with Lori and Chad. She's also accused of being involved in a shooting attempt on her ex-husband's life. She testified that Gilbert police consider her an investigative lead in that case, but says that she is not a suspect. She also denies that her ties to Lori Vallow-Daybell and her family mean that she is an unfit mother.
You're not in a cult. You don't believe in zombies. You don't believe in dark spirits. You don't believe in doing harm to someone to exorcise a dark spirit. Do you think it was reasonable for Brandon to accuse you of being in a cult just because you're Lori Vallow's niece?
Absolutely not. Melani and her ex reached a custody agreement in court. Chad and Lori Daybell are scheduled for trial next summer.
All right, so that's one news clip. So that's basically just kind of giving a very quick overview of Melani. Now here's who is Brandon Boudreaux. So we sort of know all of this, but it's just fun to sort of have it all in one stream, so that if you're doing research and you want to check it out, it's going to be there for you. So after this, I'm going to play Melani's arrest, which is pretty funny if you guys haven't seen that before. All right.
Sentencing in Idaho, prosecutors back here in Arizona are working on plans to extradite her to Maricopa County, where she faces 2 more counts of conspiracy to commit murder.
Just a week ago, a jury in Boise convicted the so-called doomsday cult mom of killing her kids, Tylee and JJ, and conspiring to kill her new husband's first wife. Team 12's Erica Stapleton is here now with more on what we know about the charges here in Arizona.
We knew that Lori Vallow-Daybell was facing a charge out of Chandler in the death of her former husband, Charles Vallow. But now that a new indictment's been unsealed, we can confirm she's facing another conspiracy to commit murder charge for allegedly trying to kill her niece's ex-husband out of Gilbert, who, unlike other victims, is still alive.
911, where's your emergency?
Someone just shot my window.
A drive-by shooting in a Gilbert neighborhood in October 2019.
They just drove off. I saw them drive off.
Brandon Boudreaux calling 911 after a bullet shattered the driver's side window as he was about to pull into his driveway.
Heard a bang. My window shattered.
At the time, investigators didn't know that this shooting would ultimately lead them to Lori Vallow-Daybell, her husband Chad, and brother Alex Cox.
And it's just horrifying to think that they had this belief that they could just kill people.
Private investigator Rich Robertson was first hired to investigate by Brandon Boudreaux. He followed the case as it revealed a string of deaths from Arizona to Idaho. Just last week, a jury convicted Lori Vallow-Daybell in the murders of her 2 kids, Tylee and JJ, who investigators believe were killed in September 2019. She was also convicted for conspiring to kill her latest husband, Chad Daybell's first wife, Tammy, in October 2019. After Lori is sentenced in Idaho, where she faces life in prison, prosecutors hope to extradite her back to Arizona to face 2 conspiracy charges. One in the death of her former husband, Charles Vallow, after her brother shot him dead at their Chandler home in July 2019. The second in that October 2019 shooting at Brandon Boudreaux.
The belief is that Lori's brother, Alex, was the trigger man.
In 2019, Brandon Boudreaux was going through a divorce with Lori and Alex's niece Melani. Court documents from the matter gave the first glimpse into the dark religious beliefs tied to Lori, Alex, Chad, and others in their tight circle, like bodies being taken over by zombies. Brandon declined to talk with 12 News for this story, but he did testify in Lori's murder trial in Idaho, talking about the attempt on his life and Lori's darkening beliefs.
It just kind of got more bizarre.
Other filings indicate that Lori's niece Melani thought it was possible Lori and Chad could have directed Alex to shoot at Brandon. Melani is not charged in any case.
It really goes to conspiracy cases now. How did somebody like Lori get Alex to do those crimes?
Alex Cox died at his home in Gilbert in December 2019, before any charges were filed in any of these cases. Chad is facing his own murder trial in Idaho in the deaths of Tylee, JJ, and Tammy, likely sometime next year. Gilbert police submitted Chad for charges in the attempted shooting of Brandon Boudreaux, but MCAO declined to prosecute, only bringing the case against Lori.
Lori Vallow-Daybell's sentencing has not yet been scheduled, but the judge anticipates it should be sometime later this summer. County Attorney Rachel Mitchell says it should be a few months after that she'll be extradited back to Arizona. Erica Stapleton, 12 News.
Erica, thanks. Next.
All right, so that's another little backstory on Brandon and Melani. So now, finally, we have Melani getting arrested, right? So this is fun. I've seen this before. We've shown this one before. Her and Brandon are divorced, and she travels with Alex, I think from Arizona to Utah, if I'm not mistaken. We'll find out. But Brandon is basically, hiding out from her with the kids, right? And I'm not sure if he has 2 or 4 kids. Northwest, you say he saved his 2 children. Well, I'm not sure if he has 2 or 4. I'm not sure if we find that out. But Northwest, while kids were missing when Brandon was shot, no one knew they were missing. That's true. Yeah, you mean Tylee and JJ? Yeah, no, it had only been like weeks since they had last seen JJ, and maybe a month for Tylee. So yeah, no, nobody knew that they were missing. And Missy says there was no stopping them if they didn't get caught, agreeing with Northwest. Okay, I see what you... Yeah, okay, has the 4 kids, only 2 of them were dark. Gotcha. Deanna, did you miss it all? No. Well, you missed a few things. We started about 45 minutes ago. Good morning to you. So you missed the body cam. So if you want to rewind, I showed Brandon's body cam, the storage unit where Lori, Chad, and Alex go, and they're seen wheeling tires and backs of seats, and then just a couple news clips. But now I'm going to play Melani's arrest. So this is Melani's arrest. This is body cam. So let's check this out. Wait, hold on. Melani's arrest. Think. Okay. Okay.
Officers, I have a legal mediation agreement. My kids have been held out of state.
You were also criminally trespassed over the phone.
The order says that it's my time with my kids. They're supposed to be in Arizona. My husband's kept them out of school for
from this
over a
location.
month. I just need my kids, and you're welcome to look at this order. They've been out of state, out of school, and my husband's lied to everybody. I'm sure he lied to the cop last night. So this is my
We've
order.
been in contact with...
Do you have...
Where'd you get this order from?
So this is our mediation order.
Okay.
I also have another copy of the original copy of the court. This is my time with the kids. My husband's been hiding with them over a month out of state.
Yeah, we talked to you the other day, right?
Yes. So
And
I
he
asked for somebody to come in and check in on them to just make sure they're safe because my husband will, or my ex-husband will not talk to me.
So we told you they were safe yesterday, right, on the phone?
You said that
we saw
on the phone,
the
but
kids.
they are supposed to be in my custody right now.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. There's no...
Okay, hey, right now, we're working through something else, okay?
So
if you just want to
he's
step
lied
inside,
to
we'll
everyone
come talk
saying
to you
he
in a
has...
moment, okay?
He said he's had a protection order against them, and there was nothing. I've never been served with anything. He's lied to everybody, and he kind of does this. So
what were you wanting to happen tonight? Coming over here, were you going to try to take the kids away from them, or what's going on?
No, I'm not taking. I'm just trying to show that I was going to bring this copy to them and say this is my time with the kids.
Okay.
He's had them out of state, and he's been lying to... Everyone's protecting them. Like, I know they're nice... My in-laws are nice people, but they've been lied to, saying that there's a protection order in place, and there isn't. My kids are... I'm worried they're in danger, because my husband's been doing a lot of things that cause me to worry. He says he was shot at a month ago, and then he went into hiding, and no one in Arizona has seen him for weeks or my children, and he kept them out for over a month with truant absences. I asked an officer to just come over here last night to just make sure they're safe, and he said I can't do a welfare check or a wellness check.
So did
for
you
some
not hear
reason.
me when I was talking? We were talking to you on the phone the other day, and said we came here because you were here. We came here, we checked on the kids, they were
Are you
okay.
talking about yesterday or
Yeah.
the day before?
The day before. The day before.
I heard and I had to call in because I didn't know if that was. I just heard something on speaker. I didn't hear everything. I heard that it wasn't super clear, and so I called in the next day and I said, "Can you? Because I don't want to have to go over there again. Can you send an officer to come check in?"
Came over here anyways when we told you that you were trespassing. It doesn't matter, right?
Well, my children are inside, and they're probably in danger.
They're probably in danger. You know that for sure. Like.
Well, I know what my ex is capable of, and he has a lot of evil people working with him. So I just wanted to make sure my kids were safe last night, and the officer.
So do you think
so I
this
need to
was
speak
the
to a
right?
victim's advocate.
Okay.
If
But you were trespassed, correct? You remember that on the phone?
I asked you if you understood. You stated you did. So.
Okay.
So you understand you're trespassed, right?
Yes, but I believe with my order, I can come and just get my. I'm not going in.
Nope.
I'm not going into the house.
Nope.
I'm just
You're
coming.
trespassed from the property. You being on the lawn right now is a violation of that trespass.
Well, I can get off.
Well, it doesn't really matter now.
I'm not trying to barge into their house or to run and take my. I'm just trying to be peacefully, trying to do what's right and what's in my order.
Is this an order from Arizona?
Yes, it is.
In there?
They're illegally out of state right now. Like he's keeping them out of school for over a month. I've been searching for them. I don't know what else to do. I asked someone to just come over and see if they're safe last night, and Carlson probably scared him off, saying there's a protection order, and there's no protection order. We can go and look everything up right now.
Okay.
I haven't seen or talked to my kids. I have a 2-year-old, 4-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 9-year-old, and they haven't seen their mom for over. And my husband's been doing drugs, and he's.
Well, this is probably not the best way to go about it, right? To come here and try to.
I tried asking if an officer could just make sure they're safe.
And we told you
but
they
I was
safe,
told
right?
I have a mediation. I have this court order saying it's my time with the kids. If I know where they're at, I can go and get them.
No, so you can't come over here and forcefully take them.
Not forcefully. I'm
and
just
we can't
knocking,
come
saying
over here and
I'm just
forcefully
going to give them an
take
order
them
because I know
out,
they've been lied to, saying there's a protection.
That's something that you're going to have to take up with the courts, right? Like we told you the other day. You're going to have to go to
I don't know if they're safe, and I feel like they're in danger.
We can go in there and check and see if they're safe. And then we can come back here and we can tell you they're safe. Stop talking. Stop talking, okay? We can go in there, check if they're safe, but we already trespassed you from this property saying you can't come back here. And what you do, you came back here. And it doesn't matter if you got this piece of paper. We told you not to come back here, and you come back here and you're upsetting everybody, and now it's just a whole freaking problem. So your whole thing is here is you want to come here and check if they're safe? You want a welfare check on them?
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Well, and it's my time with
Yeah, so that's another problem, right? So this is a whole civil problem. This is a whole court thing, okay? Because even if you do come here with these papers and say, yep, it's my time, they're not giving them back to me, then the only thing you got to do is go to the courts and you got to say, hey, listen, If these are signed by a judge down there in the court or whatever, he can say, you know what, this is your time. Let's get this back in court. Let's have him come back to court. Let's do this. Then we can give you a report number, and we can stop talking. Stop talking. Okay, I'm explaining some things. Okay. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
I am, sir.
So this isn't the best way to go about things.
Yes, sir.
You can bring up everything to the judge. You think he's doing drugs and that he's been getting shot at and that it's not a safe environment for your kids. But what you can't do is come to a place where you've been trespassed.
Yes, sir. I just thought with my order, then I can just... It's okay. Thank you.
So now there's a bigger problem here because we trespassed you and you weren't supposed to be on here and you're causing alarm to them and everything like that. Who's your judge down there? You don't know your judge? Who signed your papers? Where'd you even get these papers from?
They were mailed to me.
Do you live in Arizona?
Yes, sir.
Was this done in mediation or in court? Because I don't see anything.
It's a court-ordered. So
I don't see anything signed by a judge.
I have the copy with more signatures if you need to see that. This was just for them. I was just bringing them to them because I know they've been monitored.
This is a mediated settlement agreement, not a court order.
Yes, the court mediation was.
Well, if it was done through mediation, it's not through the court. That just means that you guys sat down with the mediator, you agreed on something. This is not something that's been enforced by a judge.
It has, sir. I have the paperwork in the car.
So you guys went to court, you sat there with a judge, made a determination.
Let's grab that real quick so I can see what kind of judge that is.
And I have a, yeah. Probably, sir, for him to check, like with the picture or something, just to make sure it is that.
What, you don't believe us that we can go in there and check their well-being, or what?
No, sir, they have tons of cousins over probably, and I just want to make sure it's my kid.
We'll make sure. We're not here to lie to you or just make sure that your kids are not being taken care of. That's a huge deal to us, right?
I don't think you would like me. I just want to make sure,
kids
like, you don't know anything about
in the state of Utah, kids are a big deal, so, like, we take that thing seriously. So, if we're going to check out the kids' well-being, we're going to do that. We're not just going to tell you something that's not true. Where's your car? Behind the truck? Yes, sir. Is there anybody with you? Yes, sir. What's his name?
Alex Cox.
Well, someone's got to be.
Not sure why there's... Oh, there it is.
Are you guys still married? Did the divorce is final? When was it finalized?
October.
Wow, here?
Yes. So beginning of the 15th, we didn't have any mediations orders mailed out yet. I didn't have any copies, so he began hiding them with the kids. And they haven't seen them since.
Okay, have you been back to the court since he's left the state of Arizona?
I would love to speak to a victim's advocate because I'm not safe.
36, code 4.
I'm not, and so I had to. I've just been looking for them. I don't know how to do. I felt like it says in here to not go straight to filing court since there's a process that you both of you need to go by. We're supposed to contact each other first, and he hasn't been contacted.
So if you guys haven't been doing that, then you
so there's a whole order. So I was just trying to do things the right way. I don't want all this drama and just. He's trying to file something, what I heard, I don't know, because I couldn't be at the house. didn't feel safe. Having followed, I tried to just do the best I can, just going about this. I don't know. I've never done this before. Like, I don't.
Okay, so the proper thing to go about this is, when all things else are failing, what you got to do is go to the court. You got to see a judge. And you got to do the whole court stuff. Right?
Yeah,
Does that not make sense, or what do you want?
No, it's a long process. Like, he's been hiding with them for a month.
Right, but if
how do
they're hiding and you can't get in contact with them, and you're doing all this stuff, and the next step is to go to court and do all that stuff, right?
I couldn't safely do that, and so I just...
You can't safely go to court.
No, I couldn't safely go to that.
Hello? Just had a question. Were you guys looking at my car as well?
Nope, you're good. Oh, okay. You can keep on going, man. You're good.
But
I mean, you guys can go and make sure they're safe tonight, and I don't know what he's going to do tomorrow. I don't know if he's going to go run away with the kids somewhere, and if they're in danger, so I don't know. If I have this and it says it's my time of the goods, like, how do
Actually, it doesn't say in the court order that you guys have a set schedule. It says that you guys have worked through mediation.
We do, it's in here. It's just laying at the airs of time.
Flexible parenting time.
No, we have...
That's what it says.
We have set days, set weekends, and so we did set all of that.
Well,
and it's
maybe
a lot
in
in here
mediation
for...
you did, but in the court order it doesn't specify a specific time frame or a set schedule. It says that you've agreed in mediation to a flexible parenting plan, which can change at any time. There's no set time for parents.
Okay, what do you recommend for, like, he's been hiding with them for over a month? Like, that's not allowed. He's out of state with them. He's kept them out of school. They just got unenrolled from their school in Arizona.
So like I'm saying, we're not going to force the kids to come with you. We're not going to drag them out or take them or whatever like that. So what I'm telling you is that you need to go to the courts as soon as possible. And I know it might take a little bit of time. It might take a little bit of time and stuff like that, but that's the best way.
Let me ask you something. If they go in there and they're not all in there, then what happens next?
We'll have to find out where they are. We'll have to check on them.
Right?
Yeah, that's why I said. That's why I said we checked on them and they were all good. But the problem is that you're coming here and you're causing alarm.
I'm not sure.
And when we told you, you weren't allowed onto that property.
Right, but if I have this and they have my children, they have no right to my kids. That's the in-laws. They're not even with the husband. So is that an issue?
The husband's there. I talked to him.
He's there right now.
Yeah, I talked to him.
Brandon Boudreaux is there.
I don't know if he's there right now.
So they're in there. The in-laws have no rights to the kids, right? I don't want to. I'm just trying to.
So what you asked me is what you need to do, and if everything's what you're saying is
true. So file kidnapping that they're out of state with in-laws who have no rights to the kids.
I'm getting really pissed off right now that you're not listening to what I'm talking about. That is just really pissing me off. Do you want to listen to what I have to say, or do you want to just go your separate way and then we can just deal with it another day?
Sorry, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just trying to understand.
Same one, right?
I understand.
Yeah. I'm not.
We deal with a lot of these things.
I'm about to mess around with that.
The problem
I've done everything right so far.
The problem is that our hands are kind of tied when it comes to like civil papers like this and civil matters, right?
So how do we protect the kids?
So we can go in there and we can check their well-being and make sure they're okay and everything. If we don't see anything that's like wrong with them, or if they're, we can ask them and check on them. Are you guys okay? Whatever. And they're like, yeah, we're fine. We're totally fine. Then that just that's our kind of thing is kind of just. That's what it is. Yeah. So they're okay.
Yep.
Right now,
did you check on the kids?
You need to have the court request in, or tell me the court, you have to figure out.
Okay, cool.
What's going on? What's happening? So it is your time.
So get that shit out of here.
Yeah. It's time. It's time to cite and move on. Yep. That's what I'm saying. But.
We're not taking them away from him. We're not going to forcefully give them to you. We're not going to do all that stuff.
Did you talk? Everybody's safe. Everybody's safe, and that's not even binding or legal yet. So Quite frankly,
How is it not legal?
because it hasn't been signed and it hasn't been submitted by your mediator. Okay. So
it has.
facts
Can I show
are.
you, sir?
Facts are.
show you
No,
my
I don't want to see it. I actually don't want to see it. Facts are. I think you should get a citation right now for trespassing, and then we should move on.
Okay.
You want me to do it before you get it?
Sure. I haven't really done anything, so.
Yeah, it's our case. Follow up on it, yeah. That's our case, yeah. Just hang out here. Let's go grab our car and give her a case and then do that. So.
You want me to stay here?
Yeah, just stay right here with these officers and we'll be back tomorrow.
Question, sir?
Yeah.
Officer, how do you know that it has not been submitted to the court systems?
Apparently that's the conversation that your husband had with the mediator.
So if I pull up this Superior Court and it shows record that it has been, that's the story he's been telling, sir, but that's not the truth.
Okay. I mean, you have an actual record that says,
sir.
yeah, it's valid right now?
I do, sir.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, you're not going to get the kids out of here tonight anyway.
Sir, I just want to make sure they're safe.
They're safe. I just saw all 4 of them.
But do you have their pictures? Like, how do you know it wasn't a cousin?
How do I know it wasn't a cousin?
Do you know what their pictures look like?
Do I know what their pictures look like? Well, I don't know what the kids look like, but...
So how do you know that was them?
How do you know that there's 4 kids in there?
Because the officer said that all 4 of my children...
Was it a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 9-year-old? Right? 3 boys, 1 girl?
No, 2 boys, 2 girls.
2 boys, 2 girls?
Sir, is there a picture you can take to confirm that
was the youngest one a girl?
Yes.
And then, so that, I mean, your 2 and your 4-year-old's a girl?
No, boy.
Boy.
Blonde, curly hair, dimples, blue eyes.
Yeah, they're all in there.
Is there a way that...
I'm not going to go start snapping pictures of kids.
There have tons of cousins over there. How do I know that's them?
Oh, there's tons of cousins over there? Right now? You know for a fact there's tons of cousins over there? You can argue with me all day. You're not going to win.
Okay. I just would love to speak to a victim's advocate.
There's 4 children in there that are happy and healthy. Okay?
I hope so.
2 of them are playing Fortnite, and the other 2 are watching Frozen. Is there anything else you want to know?
You just take their word that it's not filed in court because I have legal documents saying that it was filed in court and signed by him, by the judge, by our mediator. So you just take it's right here. I've been trying to show it to you.
Doesn't matter. I mean, again, it still doesn't matter.
I mean, you can do whatever you want, but I'm just here.
I'm gonna do whatever I want.
I know.
Like the facts are is that like I'm not just gonna go in there and remove the kids from the home.
You do whatever you want.
So if it was filed on October 22nd,
yes, sir.
Why
am I here now?
Are you here now?
Sir, on October 16th, our mediator went into file, and then Brandon went into hiding with my children. They've been out of state for over a month, out of school, and I've been looking for them everywhere. Somebody said that they've seen Brandon, but not the kids, so I don't know if he split them up different places. Their schools, I have unenrolled them now. He's not supposed to take them out of state, and he's broken everything in this agreement. He's lied and said that it hasn't been filed, and then he lied and said he has a protection order. And there's nothing that has been filed, and we can look it up. I have it on my phone as well, the Superior Court.
That. So whether or not, I mean, obviously
36 code 4.
It may be filed or it may not be filed. I don't know. Whatever.
Sir, I sent an officer over here last night to do a welfare check, and they completely. And then he said I'd be happy to go do it, and then he called me and started like the tone totally changed. Like they've been lying about what orders are in place. They're legally not supposed to be out of state right now. They're not. I don't even know if Brandon is there. They're not even in the care of either of their legal guardians.
Yeah, but they are safe. And they're taken care of. So we're not just going to go in there and remove them from the house.
Even though they're not with a legal guardian.
Absolutely.
In-laws that
Absolutely not. No way. No way. I mean, you guys got all this other stuff going on. Like, if the kids are safe, we're not going to take them out of the house. It's just that simple. And furthermore, it's a civil problem that we can't do anything about anyway. Does that make sense? Like, this is a custody thing. There's not much we can do with custody. All we can do is document that there's a custodial interference, and that's it.
If there's a way to get a picture, just make sure that they're there and safe.
I'm not going to go in there and disturb them anymore, okay? They already don't want to see a cop, okay? They don't want to see a cop.
If he kept to this order, we wouldn't be doing it.
All right, but I'm not going to go in there and stir things up even more.
I'm their mother, and I haven't
I know.
talked to them for a month.
I get it.
I know for sure if they're safe.
I just let you know for sure they're safe.
I don't know if those are cousins over there.
There's nobody else in that house. There's nobody else in the house. So if you're telling me that you know for a fact there's 15 people in that house right now having some sort of family get together, you're out of your mind. Because there's not anybody else in that house. Nobody. And honestly, your best option right now is to probably just stay away from here. Because what's going to happen is you're going to end up in jail. At some point in time, we'll just end up taking you to jail.
Probably not before my ex-husband.
Okay? There's honestly, that custodial things, there's like nothing that we can do about it. Nothing. Not a thing.
Sad. Kind of sad.
I get that it's sad, but you can't all come over here. One, you've been told not to. Two, you're not kidnapped by their own parent. He has just as much right to them as you do.
No, he doesn't. He legally says that it's my child. He's been fighting with him out of state. He legally has broken everything.
Are you guys still married?
No.
Well, then you guys both have got conflicting stories, and at this point, they're in a safe home, and I'm just not gonna remove it. Nobody's gonna remove it. So you can sit here and argue and do all that stuff. Bring this guy over here. It's not gonna be any good.
I have a feeling under which.
Where are you staying right now? Where are you living?
I live in Chandler, Arizona.
How long have you been out here for?
Utah?
Yeah.
I came out here on Tuesday, and then I drove several hours away, so I don't want to be around here. I'm trying to just figure out the right thing to do.
Several hours away.
I was to Idaho and back.
You really drove to Idaho yesterday?
4 to 5 hours.
And then back.
Why would... I got my order, and I came back because he says it's my time with the kids. He's broken everything in here. So you can look at this and say they are not to be removed from the state of Arizona. They're out of school.
I believe. I think you guys have some problems going on right now.
Sure, and I just want to make sure that it is my 4 children.
Here's the thing, is I'm not going to do anything to make it secure. Nobody's going to do that, okay? I'm not going to go in there and parade around taking pictures of these kids, you know.
I can show you a picture and you can just go make sure it was done.
Show me a picture. Show me a picture of all 4 of them. I've seen all 4 of them. So, show me a picture. Watching Frozen? Watching Fortnite? Did you hide for me? Watching Frozen with your other You know what I mean? There's just nothing else. Like legally, I can't do anything.
Lied to everybody and I've done everything.
Facts are.
Everyone who's helped me inside too. There's a protection order. I would love this because of the damage that you look up.
Who's in the car with you? Alex Fox, you know what date of birth was he? It all depends on the judge and the use of time and judge might put on there. That might not be a good I told you you're not allowed on my property. It doesn't matter. It's not really bad at all. What's up, Alex? You have your ID on you, man? You know, I just gotta use this space to get in my back pocket. Keep your hand over, you can feel alright. Sure. Cool.
Pretty good, dude. Not bad. You guys came all the way from Arizona?
No.
Oh, where were you coming from?
Idaho.
Oh, Idaho. That's right.
But
do you live in Idaho?
I can turn the zone light on for her.
Well, I'd keep my light out of your face, probably. I'm just, with everybody here, we can watch her, and then all of a sudden she's like, yeah, I got somebody out here. We're like, whoa, just let's make sure everybody's safe and okay. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So.
I'm not moving.
Cool.
None of that.
Yeah.
There's a judge on the dissolution of marriage. Yeah. So we'll
All right, now they're driving off, but hold on. We're not done yet. So hold on. We've got this to play. All right.
Things have changed a little bit, okay? We made a mistake and didn't catch on until afterwards.
Uncle's still out there.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Alright.
So do you have anything on you that would be considered illegal in a correctional facility? Drugs, knives, weapons?
Guns, knives, alcohol, drugs,
sorry,
anything like that.
I don't drink.
I'm gonna...
Okay. Alright. I can go give these to your uncle. You probably want this to have some contact information and stuff. They can hold this at the jail for you. Or if you want.
You can give it to my uncle.
Do you know phone numbers off of this and everything? So
I don't.
Do you want to take that with so that way when you are released you can make contact?
Yeah.
Okay. Are these cuffs too tight?
No, sir.
the call's still open or no?
Yeah. Okay. Alright, just go ahead and follow. Okay. I'm just gonna come right back here.
Grab a bunch of stuff out of the back seat, so let's just have you come up here for me, just at the front while I am.
Can you at least let...
Yeah, we'll let him know.
You really will?
Yeah. Yep, we'll let him know before we leave. That way he's not sitting around waiting for you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Alright, let's go ahead and have a seat in there. Put your seatbelt on.
Okay, go to climb in. Apologize that it's got to be like this, but we'll make it as painless as possible. Do you want me to go let Uncle know?
Doesn't matter.
Or do you want to do it? We pull up over there?
I don't know if I want to pull up over there because I don't want him to see her, you know. So.
Okay. Do you want me to go over there then?
We can go over there real quick and just. Wow.
He pulled up. I don't know if you noticed.
Oh, did what?
That's him right there.
Yeah. I just didn't want one of us falling, you know.
Yeah.
So.
He's going to be at the Utah County Jail.
She has phone calls there, so I can ask her for a emergency contact, and we can give her your information.
I don't know if she. I don't think she has my number.
Not in her phone. Does she have it in her phone?
Yeah, it's in her phone.
Oh yeah, we're taking her phone with her, so that way she can have all the numbers and stuff like that. But unfortunately, our hands are tied with the law and stuff like that, and this is just what's got to happen. So, okay?
Yeah. All right,
Any
sir.
other questions, concerns for us?
How much is bail going to be on that?
I don't know.
Any idea?
Not
No.
yet.
When she gives you a call, she'll know the bail amount, so she can tell
that's
you.
all.
But okay. All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right, I think that might be about it. I think the rest of this is just them driving. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think they just pretty much drive. Yeah, Alex is just so calm. He's like the Grim Reaper. Zulema and Alex knew each other for at least 18 months, only dated a few weeks. Okay, yeah, that's right. And it's all based on Chad saying, you know, I ordain that you guys get married. All right, so I think the rest of this is just, yeah. I don't think they say anything. Just basically them driving. Let's see here. Does she actually get out? Let me see. Yeah, I think that's basically it. All right, so that's basically it for that one. All right, so that's going to that'll conclude for today because we're going to get ready for California versus Carlos Dominguez. But tomorrow we're going to have Brandon Boudreaux's testimony at let's see, Brandon, Melani, and Ian. We're going to have all their testimony. So you're going to hear from Brandon, who is the victim in this upcoming trial. We're going to hear from Melani, her testimony, and then Ian's testimony. Now that's all at, so Ian's is at Lori's. I think the other two are Lori too. I'm not 100% sure. Then we have Ian's testimony at Chud's trial, day 3. That's on Friday. So tomorrow we're going to have Ian, Melani, and Brandon testifying at Lori's trial last year. So that's going to be pretty interesting. I'm actually looking forward to that. I didn't, because that's audio only, so I didn't really pay attention to it, unfortunately. So we're just going to hear the audio, and it'll be just a still photo or a still, animation or whatever, still image, I should say. So Ian is Golden Girl, and another Melani. Ian is the newest, is Melani's now husband. So they tried to off Brandon, and then Chad deemed that Melani was going to get married to was going to get married to Melanice. And as Northwest said, they only knew each other for 2 weeks or something like that. So Ian Pawlowski, Pawlowski, Pawlowski. So Super Kelly G, thanks for covering all this. It's so confusing with all these people. There's a lot to keep track of, that's for sure. So so Melani and Brandon were married. They, as you saw, they were going through a bitter divorce, and that was right after. So he gets shot at, right? So Charles gets shot and killed July of 2019. Then Brandon gets shot at October 2nd, as we see, and then he's like, I've had enough. He starts to file for divorce, starts to go through divorce proceedings. In the meantime, Tylee and JJ, they're gone in September. And then they get divorced. I think it was November. Let's see. I know Melani and Ian got married in end of November 30th, I think, or 31st. So Ian found out about the cold on wedding night. They're still together, though, Northwest. He found out about them, and they're still together. Man. And this is now 6 years, going on 6 years, and he's still with them. So anyway, so we're going to hear from Ian, Brandon, and Melani on the trial of Lori for the deletion of her 2 kids, Tylee and JJ, last year. So that concludes today's coverage. I do have a redirect set up for us to go over to California versus Carlos Dominguez. Appreciate you guys spending your morning with us. We'll pick right back up on this tomorrow. I think we're going to start around 9:30 tomorrow because it's about a 2.5 hour. So 9:30, 11. Yeah, so we'll probably start at 9:30 tomorrow, which would be East Coast time. So if you want to join us then, we would appreciate it. And if you want to stay with us through the California versus Carlos Dominguez, that's coming up in about 45 minutes as well. So appreciate you guys for hanging with us. As always, I will leave you with little one over here. She's got her little toy back there. There's little Super Ball hanging out. So thank you to Aaron for putting everything together, finding all these videos. Thank you to our mod squad. Thank you, chat. Really appreciate you guys spending your morning with us. And please join us at California versus Carlos Dominguez. That starts in about 45 minutes. And if you can't make that, then tomorrow morning we're going to pick up on Brandon, Melani, and Ian's testimony against Lori from last year. So with that, have a good day, and hopefully we'll see you over at Carlos Dominguez. All right, bye.